There's kind of a weird situation right now with the video game studio Toys for Bob. And we have gotten some things cleared up as of very recent, which has mostly brought in good news, but it also leaves some other questions as well. Not everything is clear right now. Hopefully things clear up very soon, especially because this is a very good game studio, very well respected, very well liked. Now, if you didn't know Toys for Bob, well, believe it or not, I'm actually seeing they've been around since the 90s, believe it or not. But they've been a part of Activision since 2005. I had not heard of them until about 4 or 5 years ago, and that is mainly because, well, today anyway, they are most known for their Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon revivals that they have done in the form of a remake trilogy for both series, as well as Crash 4, and probably Spyro 4. A lot of people are thinking Spyro 4 will happen. And believe it or not, they've also done a lot of stuff for Call of Duty, I think specifically Warzone. They are also behind the new Crash Team Rumble game, which has gotten mixed reviews, to say it lightly. But overall, like I said, very good studio. I like them a lot. I think they make great stuff. So what is the whole situation? Well, if you haven't heard, Activision has been laying people off recently as part of Microsoft making the decision to lay off a lot of different employees. In the grand scheme of things, it's probably not a lot, right? Like if you compare it to their actual numbers of employees, it's probably actually not a lot. But I mean, it's still a lot of people, I would say. Yeah, so the actual number was 162 workers that Activision recently laid off. These were all employees apparently in the San Francisco area, and initially, so this was just about a couple days ago, it was reported that Toys for Bob suffered greatly as a result of this, with a lot of people even saying that they were shutting down completely. And it looks like this is because the address associated with some of the layoffs corresponded to the actual, physical address of the Toys for Bob studios. And I guess, I don't know, doing the math on the number of layoffs, people assumed it was just a complete shutdown. But now it is actually being reported that no, the studio is not shutting down, thankfully. Though it is still kind of vague if they were hit directly by layoffs. It's being said that at least the developers that remain at Toys for Bob, they are now going to be working completely remotely. So yes, it actually does look like Toys for Bob's physical office location in California has been closed in the wake of these Activision layoffs. But the studio is still there, at least for now. It's just not, physically there. Everybody at Toys for Bob is going to be working remotely. So that was the sort of correction to the initial report that we kind of just got today, or within the last 24 hours. So it's very good that we got this correction, because for a bit there, it really seemed like Toys for Bob was shutting down, which would have been not very good when you're looking at fans of the Crash and the Spyro series. But like I said, it's definitely not clear how much of these Activision layoffs affected Toys for Bob. So even after the corrected version of this report was released, a lot of people are saying now Toys for Bob might be contemplating a move to a smaller office space with a reduced team size, which could mean a lot of things, right? So if they weren't affected by these layoffs, well, they might be contemplating laying off some of their workers. Obviously, this isn't 100% confirmed, but if these reports are true, unfortunately, we would probably see much less of an output from Toys for Bob in the years coming. This, of course, would mean less work on Call of Duty and less work on the potential Spyro 4. Overall, just a messy, unclear situation, but it is good that we have at least found out that Toys for Bob is not shutting down. It would have been a real shame if they did. I know the recent Crash Team Rumble game has not brought in much of a profit, and I don't even know how, Call of Duty as a whole has been doing recently, but the work they have done on Crash and Spyro with the remake trilogies of both series and Crash 4, it's just been very good. I think that has brought in a ton of revenue for them. Hopefully Microsoft, hopefully Activision, they all see that, and hopefully Toys for Bob does not get hit with some massive layoffs, and hopefully we are filled in on what is going on in the very near future. I still have very high hopes for this great studio of game developers.